Hey guys, Yulia here. So today I wanted to show you a garden bed in our front yard. And there are a couple of very special things about this particular garden bed. A is that it was created with no dig method, which I will talk about later. And B is that most of these plants that you see here are either free or bought at a very steep discount. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of like walk around this bed and explain the whole no dig method to you, and also talk about all the individual plants. So I will start talking about the plants first because that's the fun part. So most of these plants are either divisions from my garden or they were gifted to me. So this beautiful fountain grass I bought 10 years ago from Wayside Gardens as a little clump. And of course, over 10 years, I had to divide it a number of times and replant it all over the garden. And that's what happens. When you start your garden grows, and you can divide your perennials and grasses as much as you want. The ones that you can't divide, there are some exceptions to the rule. So just look how beautiful this fountain grass is, just absolutely gorgeous. This beautiful plant right here is peacock orchid, and it is kind of at the end of its blooming season right now, but I really love the leaves too. The leaves look very beautiful and sword-like. And then there's tons of dahlias that I divide myself, and I divide the tubers and I plant them. So this is a beautiful dahlia right here. And let me talk about the color selection for this bed. So the reason this bed was created was because Michael really loves hot colors like oranges, reds, and bright yellows. They're not my favorite colors because they don't really go with the color scheme that I have in my border and my other side of the garden. So I said, you know what? We should just have a bed designated to these hot colors, and they kind of intermingle and they do their own thing. And I'm actually starting to like it. So like this, for example, right here. So this is another peacock orchid. Beautiful plant, really fragrant. This Coreopsis right here, I actually got from a job site. The owners really did not like it because it was so bright yellow. Yellow was not their favorite color. And then Michael bought this rose. He is a huge rose lover. And this is one of the 3 plants that we actually bought for this bed. Everything else here was either here or I brought from as a division from other parts of the garden. So if you could see here, there's some more dahlias. There are tons of buds, so I will do an update on this bed. But I just wanted to show you just how much it can grow in a season. This bed is barely 3 months old. It's probably 2.5 months old, and I will show you a picture of what it looked like before. The plants were tiny. The divisions that I made in the spring were tiny, and you kind of discourage, you're like, will it ever grow? And it does. Guys, it will grow. Don't worry about it. So beautiful lavender perfection dahlia here. All of these tubers, I divided. There is a video on how to propagate your dahlias to get more dahlias. And then of course, cleomes made their way into this bed, of course. And then there are more dahlias here. And then I will show you, this is a beautiful dogwood Venus. This is one of the most beautiful dogwoods, huge flowers. I may post a picture. So our idea is to actually, there's a hosta bed that we also started in the spring with no dig method. So our idea is to actually connect the 2 beds and the dogwood into one big bed. So there will be a video later, maybe a couple of weeks later or a week later, I'm not sure where we are on the schedule, about how to edge your beds, how to actually create a no dig bed. I will talk about it a little bit, but in that video, I will actually show you how to do it. So let me show you the hosta bed. Oops. So this entire hosta bed, also no dig method, and also every single plant here is from our garden divisions. There is one pot that Michael bought because he wants his own hosta in this garden. But every single one of these hostas were just hosta divisions from our own garden, which makes this bed practically free. So the only money that we had to spend on it is the mulch and some of the compost, because I ran out of compost at some point. But it looks beautiful. The plants are doing really well. The brown stuff that you see on the ground is a fertilizer. And also, I have never weeded this bed, which is huge. This bed is 3 months old. I've never pulled any weeds. The only weeds that we have here popping up, and I left them just because I wanted to show you, are little oak seedlings right here, because they're impossible to smother with the no dig method. They will pop up. So if you have any trees on your property, even the no dig method will not help you. So you're gonna have to kind of let them grow and then just pull them out, and then you're fine. So anyways, I think this is it as for the plants. Let me talk about the actual no dig method next. All right, so let me talk about the no dig method a little bit. And the inspiration for me was Charles Dowding. He does have a channel on YouTube, you should check it out, where I saw a couple of his videos on no dig method, and I was a convert right away because I just felt like I was getting a little bit older to double dig my beds. So the way it works is that you basically use some sort of newspaper or paper to layer on top of your grass if you choose to have your bed on lawn. And then you use layer of compost, very thick, probably at least 2 inches, and then you put mulch on top. You wait for about a month, or in some cases longer, it depends on the weather. And then you just plant your plants right there in the bed. By month's end, in my case, usually during the summer, by month's end, the grass suffocates and it becomes just a regular garden bed. In these 2 beds that I just showed you, this one and the hosta one, we actually did not edge the beds because I knew that we're going to enlarge these 2 beds. So in the following video that I mentioned to you, where we're actually going to enlarge the beds and you know, make more room for the plants, we will edge them as well. So it's a very easy process. There's nothing really to it. It's a lot of times if you have your own compost, you only have to spend time on mulch. So the point of this video is basically that you can create a bed like this, or the hosta bed, if you have an existing garden, practically free, except for the price of compost and mulch. And compost, a lot of times you can make yourself. So that mulch that you see right there, we're actually going to connect the 2 beds. So that's what the mulch is for. It is sitting there waiting patiently for us. So I think this is it for this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I will, I guess, have more details about the whole no dig method in the following video. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.